Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to do the dual hub DMVPN with two different ISPs. So this will be my topology. So there is not much a difference between what we have done in the previous lab and this lab, but the only thing is that your hubs are located on two different ISPs. So you have to make sure with your ISP that all the spokes and hub are able to communicate with each other. So if you just say to your ISP they are responsible for routing purpose, so for your lab you can do anything, but the ISP is responsible to make sure that they are able to communicate with each other. That's not your problem, right? So now what the basic configuration has been done. So end-to-end interface public IP address communication is being assigned. We are able to reach on that one. So what we have to do now is that we can jump directly into the DMVPN tunnel configuration. So let's get the notepad up and running. Now on the hub 1, so interface tunnel 1, IP address will be 172.168.1.1 to 55.255.0, and tunnel source will be 0/0, and tunnel mode will be GRE multipoint, and IPNHRP network ID will be 1, IPNHRP NHS will be 172.168.1.11. So if you remember in the last video we said that if you have a dual hub you have to inform your hub that where is the second hub located. So I would say that IPNHRP map 172.168.1.11 to 192.168, it's 5.2, and IPNHRP map multicast to 192.168, 5.2. Similarly IPNHRP map multicast dynamic. So this is for the stating that you are also the hub, but you do have to provide a multicast traffic to the another hub too. And I have also to give that IPNHRP redirect so that the spoke-to-spoke communication can happen. Apart from that, there is nothing have to be done. So router EIGRP number I will use 1, and I would say that no auto summary, and network 172.168.1.0 and network 10.10.10.0 and exit. That was the hub 1. So let's see what are the changes we have to make in the hub 2. So I'll just change this one to hub 2, tunnel 1. This can be tunnel 11. If you remember in the last one we have given that 11 here, so you have to make sure that IP address is the same, and network ID is 1. I will remove this one and this one, and I am going to map this one to 0.2, multicast to 0.2. So it's pretty very easy configuration. You don't have to make much of the changes, so that's why the DMVPN is much more popular. On EIGRP number 1, no auto summary, so mistake, and here I have to give 10.11.11 network. So first I will copy the tunnel configuration on my hub 1. My tunnel should be up. And now I will do the EIGRP, and that's it. Let's go ahead with the tunnel 2 now. So that is my hub 2. My tunnel should be up, and I will do that EIGRP. And now my EIGRP neighborship is up. So if I say that do show IP EIGRP neighbor, I do form the neighborship with my hub, the other hub. So this makes sure that this proves that our configuration is good. So let's go ahead with the spokes now. So in the spokes also what we have to do is interface tunnel 1, IP address will be 172.16.1.10. So because I have used the already 172.16.1.1 over on my hub 1, so what I can do is that I can use number 10 over here, then I can use 2, 3 and 4 respectively. Right, so spokes, I'll just put it over here R1 and 255, and tunnel source E0/0, and tunnel mode will be GRE multipoint, and IP and HRP network ID will be number 1 or number 10, because this one is locally significant, nothing to worry. Now IP and HRP NHS 172.16.1.1, IP and HRP map 172.16.1.1 to public IP address of my hub, that is 0.2, and HRP map multicast 192.168.0.2. I will do one more thing now, because I do have 2 hubs, so I just have to copy and paste the same commands one more time. This one is 11 now, and mapping 11 to 5.2. So 5.2 is the one where my hub 2 is located, and I have to give IP and HRP shortcut and exit. And now router EIGRP number 1, no auto summary, network 172.16.1.1 and network 10.1.1.0. So first I will copy the tunnel 1 configuration now on my R1. So IP and HRP map multicast, tunnel is up. Okay, that's a spelling mistake, and I think I do have the spelling mistake nowhere else. That's it. Okay, I will just make changes. Multicast. Right, so tunnel is up, so I will just make the EIGRP up and running now, and I should form the neighborship with the 1 and 11, both of them. See that? 1 and 11. Now at this point of time I do show IP EIGRP neighbor, and do show IP route EIGRP. I am able to see only 10, 10, 10, 10. I am not able to see 10, 11, 11 and 11. If I go back to my hub 2, if I say that do show run section EIGRP, so it's advertising the summarized one. So we will do the disable the split horizon, after that it should fix. So first let's go ahead and do the another scope, that is our R2 now. I will make the changes over here only. R2 E0/0, and you can change the network ID locally significant, and these all things have changed. All of the things are same now. The only thing I have changed is this IP address and the network ID. Even if you do not change, nothing, no issues. Only thing is that you have to just change this one, the IP address, that's it. And now let's go ahead and do the copy paste over here on the R2. Okay, that's again multicast. Multicast 192.168.0.2. And one more command I have missed over here. This like I'm just doing a multicast to hub 1. I'm not doing multicast to hub 2. So if I say that IP and HRP map multicast to 192.168.5.2 also, I have to do this one. So let's go back to our hub 1, and if I say that interface tunnel 1, and now if I go back to my hub 2, sorry, I have to do that one in the R1. Tunnel 1, IP and HRP map multicast 192.168.5.2, and do show run interface tunnel 1, and you can see that there are 2 multicast, and here also there are 2 multicast. If I go to my R2, I do have a spelling mistake over here. Okay, multicast and multicast, that should be good. Okay, 5.2 and 5.2 here also I do find one more mistake. So if I go here, I do have the 0.2 and 5.2. So So one I have to change to 0.1, other I have to change to 5.2. So R2 is good. Let's go ahead and copy the same thing one more time. Don't know why it's giving me issue. NHRP map multicast 192.168.0.2 and do show run interface tunnel 1, and now I should see both of them are multicasting to both the hubs and mapping that tunnels to the public IP address. Yeah, everything is good. I don't know, okay, that's the mistake over here, it's happening. I will remove from here, and I do have the both of them here, that should be good. And 10.1.2.0 no auto summary, that should be good, and copy and paste on R2. I should get a, you see that I got a dual neighborship with both the hubs. Let's go ahead and do the R3 now. So spoke R3, I'm over here now, and I do not change anything except these two. I've just changed the last bit of my network IP address, and this is the one network which I am advertising my loopback, and apart from that there are no changes. So let's go ahead and copy paste on R3, and now my tunnel should be up and running. And now I will go ahead and do the communication of the IGRP, and I do have the neighborship with both the hubs. Let's go ahead and do the configuration with R4 now. Same thing, I will do the R4, just change the IP address and change this one. That's the only thing. And there is everywhere the similar configuration now. Config G. Now I should form the neighborship. You see that I do have the neighborship. So do show IP EIGRP neighbor, I do have both of them. And if I say do show IP route EIGRP, and I do have only 10 and 11, I'm only able to see these both routes. I'm not able to see these loopbacks of R2, R1 and R4. So what I have to do on the tunnels hub is that I have to disable the split horizon interface tunnel 1. So before that, if you can see that do show IP route EIGRP, you see that hub is having all the routes, but it is not propagating that one. So interface tunnel 1, no IP split horizon EIGRP 1, and exit. Now it will resynchronize one more time. I'll go to my hub 2, interface tunnel 1, no IP split horizon EIGRP 1, and again it will resynchronize that one. And now if I go to my R1 now, so do show IP route EIGRP, I should be able to see that. Now you can see that through 10.1.2.0 is reachable via both of the hubs, and it is now preferring the hub 2 because it is doing the equal cost over here. Alright, everywhere it is preferring the hub 2. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the trace route now. Do trace route 10.1.2.1 with source loopback 0. Right, so you can see that it is going via both of the hubs. So if I say that do show IP route, I should get the NHRP override. I got the NHRP override, and if I see that the H, you can see that there is an H route NHRP route. So if I go ahead and do the trace route one more time, and this time it should form directly to with respect to my R2 now. Alright, so we can verify this one on R2 until then. So if I go to my do show IP NHRP brief, and you can see that I did form an direct tunnel to R1, and if I say that do show IP route, and you can see that there is an route override, and I should also see that there is also tunnel created spoke to spoke, and you see that I am directly speaking to my spoke to spoke now. And similarly I can do the same thing with respect to my do ping 10.1.3.1 with source loopback 0, and if I say that do show IP route I should have the override for the tree one, and I should have one more route for the tree. So I'm building the direct tunnel now. If I say that do show IP and HRP brief to check the tunnel, so I should have the tunnel directly built for me. If I do trace route now, 10.1.3.1 with source loopback 0, it should go directly to my R3 now. So now you can see that it is going directly to my R3. I can do the similar thing with the R4, so 10.1.4.1 with source loopback 0, and I should see do show IP route. Yep, I do have an override for R4 and I should have an NHRP route. If I say that do show IP NHRP brief, and I should have the NHRP brief, and I should have a direct tunnel towards the 4. Now if I say do trace route 10.1.4.1 with source loopback 0, it should directly go to my R4. So the previous lab and this lab, the configuration is identical. The only change is that we are going via 2 different ISPs. So the routing will be taken care by the ISP, or nothing to worry. Apart from that, the whole configuration is identical with respect to the previous lab. And now you can see that it's going directly to my R4. So I hope this video was very informative for you. See you in the next video.